Nation. Boy, I done rubbed some people the wrong way with my previous posts about Dak Prescott, and especially the Dallas Cowboys fans. I think that the Eagles fans, they look at it and they laugh and they keep it moving. Shout out to the Eagles fans, though, because they get the bigger picture sometimes. It's just that our own fan base, boy, they go back and forth. And it's funny to me. It is. It's flat out funny to me about Dak Prescott versus anybody. Everybody think that Dak Prescott is the end-all, be-all when we talking glowingly of Dak Prescott. But these are just numbers. They are just numbers. And the reality of it is that Dak Prescott still got some things to improve on, objectively speaking. Yes, he's unsigned, but nevertheless, he got to work on a lot of things as it relates to the fade ball, some touches on the ball on some of the deeper routes. Although he passed the best percentage as it relates to the deeper routes, but there are some things that we will have to look at and say, okay, based upon this particular defense, we need this to happen. Nevertheless, we got to put a placeholder on all of these things. Why, Law? Why do we have to put a placeholder on this? Why we got to do this? Here's why, Nation. Here's why. You got to put a placeholder because you got Jason Garrett. Some of the same issues that we seen with Dak Prescott, we seen before. Let me repeat. Some of the same issues we see with Dak Prescott and his team, collectively speaking, we saw before 2016. Tell me where I lied at, right? We saw that it was win or get in for multiple years. And guess what? We didn't get in. So what I'm saying is let this new team gel together, build together, work on some things together, all of those things together, collectively speaking, and you will have a better team. Now, I know that during the offseason, there's always these polls or expectations as it relates to predictions, I meant to say, or whatever it may be. There's a lot of that going around. Who's the best quarterback? Who has the easier schedule? What will happen if this happened? And what will happen if that happened? Type of situation, talk track. Nevertheless, when we look at the NFC East, who do we have? Oh, you have Haskins, right? Who was a rookie last year, he showed some promises out there. But nevertheless, he didn't show a lot. But I think that when you look at the confines of that particular team, I think that he will have a better sophomore year. Now, the Giants, Daniel Jones. I think that's his name, right? Let me know if I said his name right. He was one of the quarterbacks that showed some flashes too. I recall a lot of people saying, oh yes, he's going to be the end-all be-all for that organization. For crying out loud, he looked like Eli. Maybe he could get them 2 more Super Bowl rings and beyond, right? That's what a lot of people were saying, right? There was a lot of people were saying about him, and then he kind of teetered away. And then you have the nature boy. The Red Thunder. Carson Wentz. A lot of people think that just because I talk ill will of Carson Wentz, that I don't like the brother. I think that he goes through his progressions well. I think that he got a good touch of the ball, big enough, physical enough, plays aggressive enough. He will check down Charlie U. He does depend or rely on his tight ends. Don't pass outside the numbers a lot. Nevertheless, I think that he is a good quarterback. People think that, hey, Law, just because you like the Cowboys, you got to hate on Carson Wentz. No, that's not the case nor the scenario. I really like Carson. He have his warts too. He have his warts. A lot of people think that, because Carson Wentz played for the Eagles, Cowboy fans cannot praise and uplift the brother. No, he got his warts. He can go through his progressions well. Now, if you take away his first read, he don't look that promising. And 9 times out of 10, just like I said before, he loved his targets as it relates to tight end. Of course, somebody's going to say, well, Law, he didn't have any wide receivers. Well, when Jefferson was out there, he was crying for the ball. He was saying like, hey, this buddy-buddy situation, this buddy-buddy system is not working for me. And they was teetering on the fact of moving on from him. But I'm going to just say I don't know that much information on the Philadelphia Eagles. I will say this though about those Eagles. They went out and they got a lot of wide receivers, a whole lot of speed. They said, well, maybe, especially their number one cheerleader out there, Dan Orlovsky. Oh, he's saying that, hey, they could be just as explosive as the Dallas Cowboys. Although I don't see an Amari Cooper on their team, but they are thinking that, hey, if this guy come back and if this was to happen and if that was to happen, then they will be just as explosive. All of that speed. Newsflash. For those who really know what's going on with the Philadelphia Eagles. Don't you know that Al Davis did the same exact thing? Oh, let's get some speed out there. Jalen Reagor, look at his comp. It made my voice go away. Look at his comp. He can't catch. He cannot catch. I think that their offensive coordinator, I think the head coach will be calling plays now. I think that he's smart and wise enough to figure out ways to get the wide receiver open, though. Get him the ball. He is speed. He got speed. He is speedy. And if you think about this, if they so happen to get the other kid back, Deshaun Action Jackson, whatever you want to call him, if they so happen to get him back, yes, there's speed out there. But let me move over to the Dallas Cowboys, if you don't mind. Yes, we got Amari Cooper. Yes, we got a young and promising guy, Michael Gallup. Oh, they finally releasing the reins on Blake Jarwin. I think that Blake Jarwin will have a better year. I think that within the confines of what we saw last year, the limited snaps that he was able to get out there, he exhibit good talent, especially that one catch in the Saints game. I know a lot of people say, hey, man, you want to go pull out that? I think he had like 2 catches that was really nice. But he had a guy that refused to get off the field. Refused to get off the field. And I ain't going to mention his name because he's no longer on this thing, right? So I think that Blake Jarwin would capitalize using the middle of the field. Oh, especially in this crossing pattern, West Coast style of offense. Plus, when you add in the fact that Kellen Moore will be into his 2nd year, I know a lot of people say, well, Kellen Moore, he sucked too long. I get more hate from Cowboy fans than anybody, but that's cool. I'm saying all of this, and we need to bring up CeeDee Lamb. Let me tell y'all something. CeeDee Lamb is going to open up everything for us. And when you're talking about the level of explosiveness, yes, Randall Cobb may be missed as it relates to experience. But I love the fact that you give this young lad opportunity to be out there on the field day one. Yes, he's going to go through some battles as it relates to this offseason. But I like this. Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup, CeeDee Lamb in the inside. I don't care what people are selling over there, especially Dan Orlovsky. I don't care what people are selling over there or saying. It's going to be a night to remember when we play against those Philadelphia Eagles. Whoo! I can't wait to see this because, I'm mentioning now Tony Pollard and Ezekiel, the main man, Elliott. I put Ezekiel Elliott last on that thing just so I can save the best for last. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil man, but blessed is he. I'm telling you, this is Ezekiel Elliott. Oh, and he's ready for it. He's ready. R-E-A-D-Y. And Eagles, you ain't have no alibi on this situation because when Ezekiel Elliott and the way this team is setting up, I can't wait to see that matchup. That's the number one matchup I can't wait to see. Revenge. We looking for it and we ready for it. I want all of y'all Eagle fans to keep that same energy when we coming. We coming, baby. And when we talk about all of these things, the Dak Prescott versus the Carson Wentz situation. All right, Eagles, what y'all want to say? Y'all want me to say Carson Wentz is better. I know. I know you guys want me to say that. You guys just want to have that validation, which is only good for parking. I can say this. With Carson Wentz, he goes through his progressions, got a good touch on the ball, like I said earlier. I think that he does a great job as it relates to going through his progressions, running when he should run, checking down when he should check down. Yeah, I can say those things. Nevertheless, the intangible aspect what Dak Prescott brings to the table, I think that Dak Prescott got the edge just off of intangibles. I just think that Dak Prescott got that edge. Now, I do know I'm going to hear a lot of people with the hate, more so from my Cowboys fans. Eagles people, y'all sit back, y'all evaluate the situation, and y'all say, okay, well, all respect, dog, I'm going to keep it moving. But the Cowboy fans, I'm telling you guys, be glad for what you have now. Because, baby, this could be talking about Matt Council, the Brandon Whedons. You know how that whole entire road went. Everybody got amnesia. You see, the thing is, the difference between, and I'm going to say this, the difference between the Eagles fans and the Cowboys fans. The Eagles knew that they had some mess with Chip Kelly. They knew that the evaluation for their particular team just wasn't right with Chip Kelly. And see, the Cowboys fans, on the same breath that I'm talking about, just don't understand that we had Jason Garrett. Let me repeat, we had Jason Garrett who wasted talent, just like Chip Kelly. So in a different type of world, it's equivalent for the Eagles fans to have Chip Kelly for 10 to 12, for maybe 13 years. Just because collectively speaking, that's how long Jason Garrett been influencing this particular team. Now, Jason Garrett is a wonderful, nice person. I don't know if I can say all that with Chip, but I can say that with Jason. I don't know Chip that much. Nevertheless, I want some Cowboy fans to see what I'm talking about and just think about it. Let that sink into your mental. Can you imagine if the Eagles had Chip Kelly for 10 years and still put up the type of results that we putting up? You see, we put up the type of results, and I'm not trying to point the finger at one particular person, but nevertheless, if the shoe fits, then baby, they gonna just he just gonna have to wear it, basically. That's all the things that I want to say about that. We had good old Jason Garrett for all of those years and wasted a lot and tons of talent. Now it's time for the new evaluation, good coaching to come into play. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Let's go.